Research indicates that many women only think about their financial future when a crisis occurs. This is the worst time to make decisions. It is best for women to start thinking about pensions when they are in their early 20s. A good way for women to develop their confidence in dealing with financial affairs would be to attend classes in money management. When investing in stocks and shares, it is suggested that women should put a high proportion of their savings in low-risk investment. In such ways, women can have a comfortable, independent retirement.
In 1764, Dr. Johnson accepted the contract to produce a dictionary. Having rented a garret, he took on a number of clerks which stood at a long central desk. Johnson did not have a library available to him, but eventually produced definitions of in excess of 40,000 words written down in 80 large notebooks. On publication, the dictionary was immediately hailed in many European countries as a landmark. According to his biographer James Boswell, Johnson's principal achievement was to bring stability to the English language. As a reward for his hard work, he was granted a pension by the king.
The writer admits that global warming is a long-term challenge, but says that it will not have a catastrophic impact on our future if we deal with it in the right way. If we try to reduce the levels of greenhouse gases, he believes that it would only have a minimal impact on rising temperatures. He feels it would be better to spend money on the more urgent health problem of providing the world's population with clean drinking water.
Some plastics behave in a similar way to candle wax in that they melt under heat and can be molded into new forms. Bakelite was unique because it was the first material to be both entirely synthetic in origin and thermosetting. There were several reasons for the research into plastics in the 19th century, among them the great advances that had been made in the field of chemistry and the search for alternatives to natural resources like ivory.
In addition to the problem of coastal erosion, there has been a marked increase in the level of pollutants contained in the silt deposited in the Nile Delta. To deal with this, Stanley suggests the use of artificial floods in the short term, and increasing the amount of water available through desalination in the longer term.
Toughened glass is favored by architects because it is much stronger than ordinary glass, and the fragments are not as sharp when it breaks. However, it has one disadvantage: it can shatter unexpectedly. This fault is a result of the manufacturing process. Ordinary glass is first heated, then cooled very quickly. The outer layer contracts before the inner layer, and the tension between the two layers which is created because of this makes the glass stronger. However, if the glass contains nickel sulfate impurities, crystals of nickel sulfate are formed. These are unstable, and can expand suddenly, particularly if the weather is warm. If this happens, the pane of glass may break. The frequency with which such problems occur is disputed by glass experts. Furthermore, the crystals cannot be detected without sophisticated equipment.
In Europe, modern science emerged at the same time as the nation-state. At first, the scientific language of choice remained Latin. It allowed scientists to communicate with other socially privileged thinkers while protecting their work from unwanted exploitation. Sometimes the desire to protect ideas seems to have been stronger than the desire to communicate them, particularly in the case of mathematicians and doctors. In Britain, moreover, scientists worried that English had neither the technical vocabulary nor the grammatical resources to express their ideas. This situation only changed after 1660, when scientists associated with the Royal Society set about developing English. An early scientific journal fostered a new kind of writing based on short descriptions of specific experiments. Although English was then overtaken by German, it developed again in the 19th century as a direct result of the Industrial Revolution.